morning, Philippines! Starting our day with a tea of authentic information brought to you by News 1.1, Serbisyo para kanimo. I am your news anchor for today, Gia Bancali, offering authentic information, advices, and guidance in each and every aspect. For today's headline, natural disasters and calamities are slowly making its own appearance more visible. It occurs anytime, anywhere, any moment of your life, one of which is earthquake. It has no specific time, specific year, specific month on when it is going to attack. Therefore, we gotta be ready, we gotta be tough, we gotta be prepared. It might attack 1 minute from now, 2 minutes from now maybe, who knows? Miss Feby will furthermore expand the headline. Miss Feby?
Earthquakes strike suddenly, violently, and without warning. Identifying potential hazards ahead of time and planning in advance can reduce the dangers of serious injury or loss of life from an earthquake. Repairing and reinforcing building foundations, anchoring overhead lighting fixtures to the ceiling, securing furniture and other objects to walls and floors, and following local seismic building standards will help reduce the impact of earthquakes. Many injuries suffered during earthquakes result from items falling or shifting due to the shaking of the earth. Identifying potential hazards prior to an earthquake can protect you and your family. Do an inventory of your house and where you work. Anything that can move or fall during a quake should be placed in a closed cabinet or a secondary container. Anything that can't be put elsewhere should be safely fastened down or for objects such as bookcases attached to the wall. Avoid hanging pictures or mirrors near beds or places where people sit. After an earthquake, you might not have access to water, food, electricity, or other necessities for up to a week. Creating a disaster supply kit will help you get through the aftermath of an earthquake. Store enough water, food, and other basic items to meet your needs for at least 72 hours. Keep the kit in a place where you spend most of your time so that it will be easily accessible if an earthquake strikes. It is also a good idea to develop an emergency communication plan. Do not rely on cell phones or other devices that require electricity. Develop a plan for reuniting after the disaster in case family members are separated from one another during an earthquake. Ask an out-of-state relative or friend to serve as the family contact. After a disaster, it's often easier to call long distance than locally. Make sure everyone in the family knows the name, address, and phone number of the contact person. 6 ways to plan ahead. Number 1. Check for hazards in the home. Fasten shelves securely to walls. Place large or heavy objects on lower shelves. Store breakable items such as bottled foods, glass, and china in low closed cabinets with latches. Hang heavy items such as pictures and mirrors away from beds, couches, and anywhere people sit. Brace overhead light fixtures. Repair defective electrical wiring and leaky gas connections. These are potential fire risks. Secure a water heater by strapping it to the wall studs and bolting it to the floor. Repair any deep cracks in ceilings or foundations. Get expert advice if there are signs of structural defects. Store weed killers, pesticides, and flammable products securely in closed cabinets with latches and on bottom shelves. Number 2. Identify safe places indoors and outdoors. Under sturdy furniture, such as a heavy desk or table, against an inside wall. Away from where glass could shatter around windows, mirrors, pictures, or where heavy bookcases or other heavy furniture could fall over. In the open, away from buildings, trees, telephone, and other electrical lines, overpasses, or elevated expressways. Number 3. Educate yourself and family members. Contact your local emergency management office for more information on earthquakes. Teach children how and when to call 911, police, or fire department, and which radio station to tune to for emergency information. Teach all family members how and when to turn off gas, electricity, and water. Number 4. Have disaster supplies in hand. Flashlight and extra batteries. Portable battery-operated radio and extra batteries. First aid kit and manual. Emergency food and water. Non-electric can opener. Essential medicines. Cash and credit cards. Sturdy shoes. Number 5. Develop an emergency communication plan. Make a plan for reuniting after the disaster in case family members are separated from one another during an earthquake, a real possibility during the day when adults are at work and children are at school. Ask an out-of-state relative or friend to serve as the family contact. After a disaster, it's often easier to call long distance. Make sure everyone in the family knows the name, address, and phone number of the contact person. Number 6. Help your community get ready. Publish a special section in your local newspaper with emergency information on earthquakes. Localize the information by printing the phone numbers of local emergency service offices and hospitals. Conduct a week-long series on locating hazards in the home. Work with local emergency services and officials to prepare special reports for people with mobility impairments on what to do during an earthquake. Provide tips on conducting earthquake drills in the home. Interview representatives of the gas, electric, and water companies about shutting off utilities. Work together in your community to apply your knowledge to building codes, retrofitting programs, hazard hunts, and neighborhood and family emergency plans.
Thank you, Miss Feby. Authentico. Now let's all proceed to the do's and don'ts when earthquake occurs.
Things to do during an earthquake. There are helpful tips to learn what to do during and after earthquake to stay safe. Number 1. The number 1 rule is to stay calm and alert. Don't panic. It is normal for people to experience such emotional distress during an earthquake, but a panic situation can be made much worse when you don't keep your cool. It is important to not to be panic. Number 2. Stay inside during an earthquake. Do not run outside or to other rooms during shaking. Then apply the duck cover and hold principle. Duck down to the floor. Take cover under a sturdy table or desk and hold on until the shaking stops. Number 3. When you're outside, evacuate to an open area. Number 4. When you're nearby the shore, move quickly to higher grounds because the earthquake will trigger a tsunami, which is also hazardous. Number 5. Move away from steep slopes to protect from potential landslides. Number 6. Do not use the elevators or escalators. Because the power can go down, the elevator can collapse and you'll be stuck inside. Just use the stairs instead. And number 7. Stop driving if you are in a moving vehicle. Only leave your car if staying in the vehicle poses an immediate safety hazard. An earthquake may destroy so many things and family members might be injured. Buildings damaged and community service unavailable. And there may be ongoing aftershocks on the earth's surface. How do you handle all of this after an earthquake hits? Here are my tips to do. Number 1. As soon as the shaking stops, go out and evacuate. Take the fastest and safest way out. Number 2. Watch out for furniture or debris in your house that might fall. Number 3. Be prepared for aftershocks. They are just smaller earthquakes after the main shock of a larger earthquake. Number 4. Inspect yourself and others for injuries. Number 5. Do not approach the damaged buildings or houses. Number 6. Be updated. Monitor the situation from television or radio. And number 7, shut off main gas and electricity lines to avoid accidents and fire.
That is all for the news today. Once again, I am Gia Alikabankali and this is News 1.1, Serbisyo para kanimo.